Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a close look at a massive update that just dropped on July 16, 2026. 1Password has quietly stepped up and tackled what is arguably the single biggest blocker to true AI automation, logging in. If you've ever tried to get an AI agent to do a multi-step task online for you, you already know the exact roadblock we're talking about. So let's unpack exactly how this new integration works, how it sidesteps the need to hand over your actual passwords, and what it really means for your everyday workflows.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're keeping things totally hype-free today. We'll start with Section 1, the AI password wall, followed by Section 2, how zero exposure works. Then we'll get into real-world AI workflows and wrap it all up with Section 4, setup and the catch, covering the honest limitations nobody is mentioning.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the AI password wall, or the bottleneck stopping true AI automation.
Now, current AI agents are absolutely incredible at things like drafting emails or comparing prices. But the second a task requires getting past a login screen, boom, they hit a massive wall. Before this update, you were essentially stuck between two really bad options to fix this. Option A was handing the AI your plaintext password, which is obviously a massive security risk. Or you had Option B, literally stopping the AI in its tracks, logging in yourself, and doing it manually, which, let's be real, completely kills the point of having an AI agent do multi-step work in the first place. You were either compromising your security or you were compromising your automation.
Which brings us to Section 2, how zero exposure works, breaking down the technical handoff.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that we're not just looking at a general AI upgrade. This is a targeted solution to a very specific security architecture problem. And notice how literal the term zero exposure actually is here. When Claude needs a password, it doesn't ask you for it. It asks 1Password. You approve the request, and then 1Password directly injects the credential. The secret never enters Claude's context, it never goes into its memory, and it literally never touches Anthropic's servers. Let's walk through this clear three-step handoff. Step 1. Claude hits a login page and basically signals that it needs access. Step 2, 1Password pops up on your screen, shows you exactly which credential is being requested and why, and you simply approve it, usually just by tapping Touch ID on your Mac. Step 3, 1Password injects the credential right into the web page. Claude just sees that the login was successful and keeps working. And what's wild is that after the page is filled, 1Password actually double-checks that the secret wasn't accidentally exposed anywhere in plain text on the page before handing the steering wheel back over to Claude. But wait, there is also a secondary security feature here called agentic mode. This is built directly into the 1Password browser extension. The very second an AI agent takes over your browser to start clicking around, agentic mode immediately activates. The 1Password interface essentially locks itself down and hides completely. This means the AI agent is physically restricted. It can only use the exact logins that you just explicitly approved for that one specific task. There's no way for it to go rummaging through your vault. This quote from Nancy Wang, the CTO of 1Password, really perfectly summarizes the philosophy of the feature. She says, "The answer isn't handing agents your secrets. It is to let a user give an agent permission to use a credential without letting the agent see it. We are completely pivoting the mindset away from giving away our passwords to simply granting temporary, heavily monitored permission."
Moving right along to Section 3, real-world AI workflows and the actual time savings for solo operators and teams.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we can ground this abstract tech in boring everyday tasks. Because let's face it, that's where the actual time savings happen. Imagine you've got an Audible credit about to expire. Instead of manually logging in and digging through your wish list, you literally just tell Claude to pick a title and redeem it. You approve the prompt with your fingerprint once, no typing required, and it's done. Or, for a more business-focused example, say you ask Claude to pull a Stripe revenue summary. It navigates to Stripe, you approve the login, and it flags the data for you. You don't have to click through all the multi-factor authentication screens yourself.
You know, when you really think about it, the real time saved here isn't just in automating one random task. It's in multiplying this capability across every gated tool you use, your CRMs, your bank portals, your email, your ad accounts. Multiplying this across a week is an absolute game changer for solo operators and small teams because it removes you as the required middle step. You go from being the manual laborer to just being the person approving the access.
All right, time for a reality check in Section 4, Setup and the Catch, where we look at what you actually need and the real limitations. So if you want to set this up, there are 4 specific pieces of software you absolutely must have installed together. You need the 1Password desktop app, the 1Password browser extension, the Claude desktop app, and the Claude and Chrome extension. All 4 of these have to be active. If you're already in the ecosystem, the setup lives inside the 1Password marketplace under 1Password for Claude. But here is where the costs come in, and it's a bit of a catch. This requires stacked subscriptions. You have to have a paid 1Password plan, so that's business, family, or individual, and you must have a paid Claude plan, meaning Claude Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise. I want to be crystal clear on this point. The free tier of Claude absolutely does not qualify for this feature.
There is a bit of a silver lining, though, if you're on the fence. 1Password is currently running a 14-day free trial for new users. That gives you exactly 2 weeks, which is honestly just enough time to test this integration on your own workflows and see if it actually saves you enough time to justify the cost before you fully commit your money. So the crucial point is understanding these 4 stark realities that the announcement kind of conveniently leaves out. First up, the operating system. This is Mac only at launch. No Windows or Linux support right now. Second, coverage. This only handles logins and one-time passwords. Credit cards and address autofill are explicitly not supported, so you definitely can't use it for payment processing yet. Third, cost. As we just covered, you need those stacked paid subscriptions. And fourth, age. As of this recording, this feature is literally only 3 days old.
And because it is only 3 days old, it's understandably drawing some real skepticism. Check out these comments from early adopters on the Mac Rumors announcement. People are saying things like, "What a security nightmare. Can anyone say bad idea?" And "I would never like to share passwords with any AI agent." We're bringing this up to build some trust here, because neutrally reporting this public response provides really important context. It's a stark contrast to the CTO's optimism, and it proves that trust takes time, especially with a brand new feature that manages your most sensitive data. Because of that, our advice is super simple. Start with a low-stakes account. Seriously, do not let the robot loose on your bank portal on day 1. Use it on a boring software subscription first and just watch how it behaves before handing over the keys to your critical accounts. Ultimately, you're trusting 1Password and Anthropic to have implemented the zero-exposure architecture perfectly, so test it safely first.
Let's move to and see how this builds our final takeaway for the entire explainer. This update doesn't magically make it safe to hand an AI your passwords in plain text. Rather, it completely removes the need to hand them over at all. By delegating the login process to a trusted password manager entirely outside of the AI's memory, we're dealing with a genuinely different and significantly better security problem to have.
So I'll leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Would you let an AI agent log into your accounts, even knowing the password is completely hidden from it? Or is giving an AI that kind of access a line you are just not crossing yet? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you appreciate this kind of structured, hype-free analysis, make sure to subscribe for more explainers. Thanks so much for learning with me today.